Welcome, everybody, to the Zone Podcast, where we debate sports. I am your host, Monte Dixon, along with my co-hosts, Banik Maradi and Jason Shumper. How you guys doing today?
You can go first.
Go on, Brady.
Bro, just go first.
I'm doing phenomenal.
I'm
Phenomenal.
chilling.
That's great. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
also chilling. I'm chilling.
How long have we been talking about this sports podcast shit? It's been a long time,
very
right?
long time, like 3 months.
Yeah.
Quite
And,
some time.
Trump's just on his phone, so he doesn't give a fuck, really.
Yeah, and I'm chill. I'm here.
That's what's up.
First,
So, Saturday, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the Detroit Lions, and they really smacked them 47. Yeah, it was bad.
So bad.
It was really bad. So, they beat them 47-7. Now, did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put every other NFC team on notice?
I don't think so. The game was they destroyed them. It was really bad. Like really, it was like 28-0 in the first half.
Yeah, it was
like
pretty
second
damn
quarter.
bad.
It was so bad. But the reason I say no is because it's the Lions. And they're also very terrible. Like they're 5-10, but they're worse than 5-10. I feel like they're such a weird ass team.
They're very weird.
I don't think that they put the NFC on notice because I just think that they're too inconsistent.
All right, so but think about this, Benny. So since the beginning of the season, even when Tom Brady decided to go to the Bucs, we said that this offense could possibly be one of the best ever.
Yes.
And when you don't have to put your starting quarterback in the second half because he threw 348 yards with a 98.5 passer rating. I mean, QBR, my mistake. 0 out of 100. 98.5 passer rating. QBR, fuck.
Same thing. Who cares?
Same shit.
Tomato.
Yeah, tomato. But I'm gonna have to say yes, because you know they've been inconsistent throughout the season. I'm gonna say yes.
I know, Monte. I know that you're gonna say yes.
You saying yes? What do you mean?
You know, Monte, that's your favorite team, Monte.
No, it's
You
not.
don't have to hide it from us anymore.
All right, Tom Brady is my favorite player of all time. What do you want me to do?
I know.
Yeah, bro.
All right, so let me explain. Let me explain my side.
Go ahead.
To why. All right, so here's the thing. All right, Bennett. They've been inconsistent throughout the whole season, right?
Yes.
And we talked about how dangerous they could be.
Yes.
What they displayed, like they can be the best offense in the NFL in one half. In one half, they put up 348 yards passing Tom Brady, along with 4 touchdowns. And then you have Mike Evans putting up 181 yards, 10 receptions, and 2 touchdowns. I would say one of the receivers who's been downlooked this season, just because he's playing along with, Chris Godwin,
Yes,
along with Ronald Jones, who's a top 5
so many weapons
running back in the league. And
what did you say?
Ronald Jones is top 5 running back in the league. He's top 5 in yards, rushing yards.
All right. I thought you were saying something else, Monte. I was about to put a break on this whole conversation already.
I think his role. He couldn't be as much of a ball hawk as he was last year.
Yeah. No.
But he couldn't receive the ball as much as he did last year because he has more weapons around him, like Antonio Brown. He has Gronk, one of all-decade tight end. Chris Godwin. They added Leonard Fournette.
And Tom Brady always likes to pass the ball around. I feel like he's never just unless he has Randy Moss, then it's going.
What are you trying to say? He had Wes Welker as well.
I'm not trying to Monte. That just saying.
All right. I'm just making sure. What you got, Sean? What you gonna say, bro?
No, I'm not gonna say nothing, bro. I'm just saying it is the fucking Lions.
Right. That's exactly kind of my point.
And that same Lions team only lost by 6 points. What is against the Packers?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, but they also
bad game.
They're also, I hope I'm reading this right, or else I'm going to look kind of dumb. But I believe defensively, they are last again for points and for yards.
That's terrible.
That's pretty awful.
It's awful. But you got to understand that defense is like that too.
What'd you say?
The Bucks defense is one of the better defenses.
No. Their defense is really good.
They displayed their whole team in what they can do in one half of football.
But I don't really have any problems with the defense. It's mostly just the offense.
30 minutes, my mistake. There's 60 minutes in the ball game. My mistake.
The offense is very. The team is just inconsistent because you go from playing the Vikings, Brady throws 196 yards, and then you play the Falcons and Brady throws 390. Like, that is pure inconsistency. And they've had some really close games against some really bad teams, like the New York Football Giants,
who were in playoff contention as we speak.
Okay, but they're very bad.
Bro, the whole division is trash.
The whole division is trash.
I don't disagree, but when you say that they've been inconsistent, which brings us to our next topic, Tom Brady himself. What grade are we going to give him based on this performance? Stating that you think that it's not that impressive because he's playing the Detroit Lions.
Oh, I still gave him an A-.
An A-?
Just for this game or the season?
No, this game.
For this game. I gave him an A-, and it's not the only reason it's not an A is because of the Lions being the team that he played. If he did this against even like a team that's like a little tiny bit better than the Lions, like what the Lions are 5-10. So if he did this against like the Niners, all right, because that team is good, even though they're 6-9. They still have a very good team.
The 49ers are good.
Or the football. If he did this to the football team, that's an A+. But against the Lions, he's played fantastic, played amazing. Probably the best game of the season for him, honestly.
Which is exactly why he deserves an A.
But it's the Lions. I can't give him an A for the Lions.
All right, so for the Falcons, last week in the second half, he
had a great second half. Yes.
Yeah, he was great in the second half. I think it was 340 that he threw in the second half?
Something like that. Skip Bayless was talking about it.
Yeah. He threw around 340, which was the most by any quarterback in the season so far. The best in the second half. And he put up 348 yards in the first half.
Yeah,
with 4 touchdowns included
with
that.
They played fantastic, Monte.
He had a perfect passer rating. He was 81.5% in completion rating, and he had 98.5 QBR, which is all. He had the best QBR on the season for himself, and he had the best passer rating for himself.
Yes. I'm not saying that
how is that not an A?
I'm not saying what he did was not impressive, or they played amazing, lights out.
I understand.
It's also the Lions.
I bumped it down from A+ because he played the Lions.
Okay, exactly. And I bumped it down from A to A-. I literally have A- to A, and then in parentheses, strength of opponent.
I can't agree with
They have the worst defense in the league, Monte.
I agree with Ben.
But he played great. They're a very good team.
Amazing.
They could definitely go far.
I just don't understand how you give him an A. You cannot play a better half than what he played in an NFL football game. There's no better play than what he did. You can't do better. He had a perfect pass rating. You can't do better than that.
I understand.
He played great. Played perfect. But
you give him an A-.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the Lions. It has nothing to do with him. He played great. But at the same time, I could see them going, if they play this way throughout the entire playoffs, they're winning the Super Bowl. It's not even close.
So you think
their problem is that they have not played like that all season.
They have not. But they are getting
That's probably the only reason why.
It's like great quarterback play.
Yes, the past 2 weeks have been fantastic. Past 2 halves have been fantastic.
The past 2 weeks? Hold on.
Yeah, the past 2 halves have been like elite. Like the Tom Brady that we're used to seeing.
The Tom Brady we're used to. All right. So first of all, you're basically saying he's been inconsistent this whole season.
I think so. compared to the Tom Brady that we know.
So an inconsistent season for Tom Brady is 36 touchdowns, which is third best on the season. That's inconsistent.
If you look at total game logs, they have been inconsistent.
Bannock, but if you put it as a whole perspective, the whole season in perspective, he has 36 touchdowns. He is top 5 in yards. He's number 10 in QBR.
Monte, I'm not trying to disrespect Tom Brady, but you cannot lie. You cannot lie. This team has been inconsistent.
How is he having an inconsistent season though?
Monte, the whole team has been inconsistent. Okay. Everybody on that team has been inconsistent. They go from getting blown out by the Saints, 3-38. Tom Brady throws 209 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks. Next week, they beat the Panthers 46-23, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And then they lose to the Rams by a field goal, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That is inconsistent. And to me,
I don't see that. Because if you put it as a whole, he has 36 touchdowns. I just gave you the stats.
Okay.
And that's inconsistent. And then if you compare him to any other quarterback, he's gonna either he has better stats or he has better wins. I wouldn't say he's the best quarterback in the league right now. Of course, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Aaron Rodgers. Deshaun Watson is playing spectacular. I don't know how he's playing like that.
Despite how bad that team is.
Yeah, despite the
team is so bad.
How bad that team is. But if you rank him above the other quarterbacks in the league, he's definitely up there and guaranteed top 5. So if you think a top 5 quarterback has been inconsistent this season, I don't know.
Right, and that's exactly why if they stop being inconsistent, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Like, I don't think it's even a question. The only team that could possibly beat them is the Chiefs if they keep playing the way they're playing.
If they play like how they're playing right now.
Yes, yeah. But if they go back to how there was this shaky stretch for a while from the Giants game to the Kansas City game, I think if they play like that, that's going to be real tough for them. They're probably going to lose very early in the playoffs.
Sure.
I think they just gotta buckle down. Tom Brady needs to keep these niggas after practice, right? Yeah. Go through the plays and get that chemistry going, bro. Get that chemistry going. Because Antonio, there's no way a team with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, and Antonio Brown's not win the Super Bowl. There's no that cannot
honestly happen. They should be doing teams like they did the Lions. They should have been doing that like that all season.
Like there's no
now
Mike
I have a question.
181. Like that's ridiculous. He should have been doing that all season.
I see what you're trying to say, but he also does have 3 other weapons. You can't feed 4 total weapons, and they can't all have 100 yards. So somebody's
that's
gonna have.
What we mean.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
You mean like they should have just been demolishing teams, just like they've been. Like they shouldn't be in close games with the Giants or with the Bears.
But then again, that passing defense is what's holding them back at the same time. They're number 1 in rushing defense. Yeah. But that passing defense is not.
But at times, just like the rest of the team, the defense has been very inconsistent. The Packers. I mean, they destroyed the Packers defensively. Brady only threw for 166 yards in that game, and they won 38-10.
But I would say that's the only game.
And I thought they were gonna take over the league after that game.
Yeah, but then you play the Saints. Brady puts up similar numbers, more yards, but they get obliterated. Like that team should not be getting blown out like that.
Yeah,
and that's one of the best teams in the NFC. So like when they play them in the playoffs, if they play them in the playoffs, what's going to happen? That's the only reason I have questions about this team. Because they struggle. They struggle against bad teams. Yet sometimes they be blowing good teams out, but also get blown out by good teams. They've had a weird season. They've had a very up and down season.
I mean, if you think 10-5 is up and down, then I'm
not just looking at the record. I'm looking at just games, just specific games.
Okay,
but they are a good team. They are a good team. Team definitely got to look out for them.
And speaking of good teams, the NFL playoffs are coming in about 2 weeks. And
finally,
what is your guys' view on the NFL playoff? And who do you guys expect to win?
The Super Bowl?
Yeah, who do you think is going to go to the Super Bowl? And the both teams from NFC and AFC, and who you guys have?
I think easily the Chiefs from the AFC.
Easily.
I think easily. I think the only team that could probably challenge them is the Bills. Just because if the defense steps up and plays like they did last year, because they haven't really been playing the same kind of defense as last year. But if they play the same kind of defense as they were last year, in that offense, the offense is so good. Stephon Diggs is unguardable. And I don't really see any AFC teams having a corner to stop him besides the Bills with Trey White or even the Ravens with Marlon Humphrey. But the Ravens have been also weird this year.
But that's where I come in. You said easily, and I cannot agree with that because, of course, as of today, they locked in the first place. So they're going to get that first round bye. But if the playoffs goes in the Pittsburgh beats the Browns, the Bills. See, the Bills and Ravens, that's a tough one.
I think definitely the top two contenders to beat the Chiefs are the Bills and the Ravens. I don't think any other team has really a chance.
See, actually, here's my surprise team. I'll let you know right now. I got the Titans to be the surprise team.
I don't think that's really a surprise. I could see him doing it.
And here's why I'm going to tell you why. So here's why I don't think overall it's going to be easy for the Chiefs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the Ravens beat the Bills.
Yep.
Okay.
The Ravens wouldn't play the Bills.
Yeah, 3-6. 3-6.
Oh, you're right. I forgot they get a first round bye.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So say the Ravens beat the Bills. I believe if the Ravens can control the run in the time of possession against the Chiefs, which is okay defense, but it's not something.
No, they're definitely better than last year, but they're not.
It's not defense to be scared of. Or
no, definitely not.
Frightened by let's say Steelers or the Bucs.
Although they do have a lot of very good players on that defense.
So I believe that the Ravens, if they could control the clock, make sure the ball is out of Pat Mahomes' hand, and continue to run the ball effectively, because that's key. They have to run the ball effectively in order to win the game. I don't see most people believe that Lamar Jackson, once he gets to the playoffs, he has to become Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, where he has to throw 300 yards. I don't believe that. I believe if he can get maybe 350 total yards, maybe let's say 100 running, 250 passing, around that mark, I believe they could win the game. But that's also the reason why I got the Titans, because I don't see anybody stopping Derrick Henry. Along with, they have one of the best play action teams, which is why Tannehill is 6 in touchdowns. He has a 31-5 touchdown interception ratio, and the Titans are 6th in takeaways, which I believe that they can help against the Chiefs.
No, they definitely have I feel like the scheme to beat the Chiefs, but they did play them in the playoffs last year.
Correct.
And
they didn't remember the Titans had them in the first half.
They did, but every team had them in the first half.
You're right, but they can't do that. If they do that every playoff, last year was.
Oh different. No, of course not.
Last year was different. They played. I don't know how they pulled that out. They were down at halftime in every
that was
game.
crazy.
I don't know how they did that, but I think this year is a little bit different. I don't think they'll be able to do that. Teams will make sure that if they're down maybe 24-12 around there, say the Titans are up, I just think the Titans are going to be smart, waste the clock, play a smarter ball game than what they played last year.
But here's the reason why I said that. I think I didn't even know this, but the Chiefs have the number 1 offense, right? And the number 5 defense in the NFL. I did not know they had a top 5 defense. which is pretty impressive.
That is.
They're number 7 for points allowed,
number
9 for pass yards allowed.
And Chris Jones.
They're very good. They have a very good team.
Yes.
But I just don't think
their role
of that.
players. Their role players on defense are crazy.
Yes,
they're so crazy. Who's that? Sorensen? Sorensen's ridiculous.
Yes, Sorensen plays very good for them. It's so weird because I don't think he would play good anywhere else, but he plays so good for the Chiefs.
But that's the thing about the Chiefs. I understand you're saying they're 5th in defense, but I don't see them as a scary defense like maybe the Steelers or the Bucks.
I mean, last year
who are ranked number 1 and number 2 in rush.
You know, I don't blame you for that, but I feel now that I know that they're top 5, it seems that I'm sleeping on their defense a lot. Seems like I'm sleeping on their defense a lot. Because I knew that they were better this year, but I didn't know they were top 5 in the league.
Oh no!
I guess that makes sense. They're 15.
I mean, last year their defense wasn't scary either, and they got the job done.
Yeah, and I feel like the team is clearly just better than they were last year, which is crazy because they were so good last year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what is the surprise team that you guys have, or did you already say it?
Well, I have 2 for both conference. My surprise team for the AFC, I would say the Bills because I feel like that would be a surprise if they made the Super Bowl because it's the Bills, and I feel like a lot of people sleep on them.
But they are number 2 though at the same time, so it's like
number 3.
Bills surprise team.
Number 3.
I feel like just a lot of people sleep on them.
My Super Bowl picks.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even say the NFC one either. Yeah, we literally only talked about the AFC.
All right, let's talk about the NFC then.
Right.
Bro, for NFC, I got the Seahawks.
Yeah,
the Seahawks, of course, because you're a Seahawks fan.
It's this time, bro. But at this time of year, we start hunkering down and play great football. You know that. We're gonna beat the Bills, or not the Bills. We're gonna beat the Rams. You know what I'm saying?
They just lost to the Jets.
Get the division. Exactly.
Yeah, you guys will play.
We're gonna fry everyone in the playoffs. That might sound biased, but I don't care. And go ahead.
They're a good team, but it's the same thing like with the Bucks. Russell Wilson fell off a fucking cliff.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Bro,
the Giants rattled him clearly. He's rattled. He doesn't know he's
doing. It's not the Giants, bro.
Bro, it wasn't the Giants.
It wasn't not the Giants.
It started with the Cardinals when Buda Baker picked him off in the red zone.
Yeah, it was the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was that game. That's when he started throwing his pick. He started throwing his pick, and then it kept going.
Then he said once he threw that first pick, against the Cardinals, he was like, okay.
Because honestly,
he's just started to try to make plays and
honestly, I mean, he was the MVP favorite to like week 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And now I feel like he's not even in the discussion. I feel like he's
not in the discussion because now he has 11 picks.
Yeah,
it's either A-Rod or
now people are not even talking about him, but he's still, you know what I'm saying? He's still throwing doubts out here.
No. He's still playing great, but
don't get a mistake. He's still the top 5 quarterback right now. Yeah. But it's kind of tough that
my AFC pick is the Bills, bro. It's the Bills.
That's who you got.
Yeah.
That's who you have?
Yes.
See, I'm surprised. You're surprised. You're surprised. That's why they're my surprise team.
They've been playing phenomenal all year. No one.
But are they beating the Chiefs?
Yes, I think their defense could get the job done.
Me too. I also think that. I think they have, like I said, I think they have the best chance to beat the Chiefs. But it would also be a surprise to me if they beat the Chiefs.
I feel like the Chiefs. I feel
Josh
like they could be beaten.
I think Josh Allen, to be honest, I think he should get MVP, bro.
What?
You know what? That's not crazy.
It's not completely crazy. I'll tell you why. Because
it's not. Crazy. He's played so good.
He's been playing so good. They're top 3 in their conference.
He's easily the best player on that team.
Yeah,
I think easily.
He does a lot for that team.
He does do a lot for that team, but they also have Pro Bowl DBs back there. So
I understand that, but
I mean, I could definitely see them beating.
Like against the Seahawks, he came out and just said, "We're not running today. We're just not running today. Their defense is shit. We don't have to run. We're dotting them up and down the field. Doesn't matter." And that's
I would say he's one of the most dangerous quarterbacks, just because he has that run aspect to him that he can go off and give you 80 yards, 90 yards rushing in a game, but also give you 270 passing.
Yeah,
so he is a very dangerous quarterback.
That first game, though, I assume that they'll play the Ravens.
But here's the thing, though. They need to be able to run the ball with their running backs. Devin Singletary is not doing what they brought him in to do.
Is he injured?
No, he's not injured. He's just not getting the job done. If you look at the past 3-4 games, he hasn't been doing anything. So I think that's an aspect that they need to make sure that they fix in the playoffs. He doesn't have to give you Derrick Henry numbers. He doesn't have to give you Dalvin Cook numbers. He needs maybe 70 yards just to control the game.
Because I like Josh Allen a lot, but if I have to throw the ball with him 40 times in a game,
you should be worried.
I don't know if we're gonna win that game.
Yeah, you should be worried if you got to throw that many times.
I don't know. I think he's ready for that action. I think he's ready for that action.
I hope so. Because I've been a Josh Allen fan since he got drafted. I like Josh Allen a lot, but still, I don't know. Last year's game against the Texans was really weird for him. He played very weird in the playoffs against the Texans.
Now, I have a question for you guys. I understand you probably didn't write it down or we didn't discuss it, but out of the 3 rookie quarterbacks, who would you want to pick?
It's a great question.
Who would you want to pick to lead your team? Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, or Tua?
Don't forget about my boy Jalen, even though I'm not picking him.
He's going crazy.
Yeah, he is going crazy. I'm not picking him.
So who would you guys pick?
I would have to go. I'm picking Justin Herbert. I think. It's really close between him and Joe Burrow. Like really close.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert is just.
But we didn't get to see. We saw the way we got to see Joe, but I don't think we really got to see Joe.
No, not yet. And same thing for Tua. Same thing for Tua. We really haven't seen Tua yet.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen this dude Justin.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Justin. Yes, I've definitely seen Justin Herbert.
I think Justin was put in the perfect situation to succeed for it.
It's a fantastic
based on the weapons that he has. He has Eckler. He has Hunter Henry. He has Keenan Allen, Mike Williams.
He's a great weapons, terrible wrestler.
He really does.
The rest of the team's awful.
But if I had to really pick a quarterback to go lead my team for the future, oh man, this is tough. You
can't really go wrong. I feel like you can't really go wrong with any of them. I feel like all 3 of them would be great choices, honestly.
I might have to go Joe.
That's completely understandable.
Because remember, before he got hurt, he was up there for passing yards.
Oh no, yeah, he was playing fantastic.
And he was just starting to get chemistry with his receivers.
Yeah. And they don't really have great receivers.
No,
they don't have a Keenan Allen or a Hunter Henry on that team.
They don't.
So
I don't want people trying to say, "Oh, AJ Green this, AJ."
No, he's not built like that no more.
He's not the same.
He's not doing it.
2+ years.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what Jalen Ramsey did to that dude, but he's never been the same since. After that game,
after that fight,
junk was crazy.
That really was crazy. But my NFC favorites, I have 3 teams. I said the Bucs. Yeah, I said the Bucs because like I said, if they keep playing consistent like they've been playing, I think they win the Super Bowl. I have the Seahawks too because it's Russell Wilson. It's the Seahawks. I feel like they're always good every year, and I feel like they always have a Super Bowl
we haven't
chance.
missed the playoffs except for 2017, 20.
Yeah,
something like that. That junk was.
Y'all barely missed the playoffs, anyways.
Yeah,
and then I think I have the obvious one, which is the Packers. I think the Packers are they're pretty well set up. I don't know. A lot of the NFC teams.
See. So let's say
the Chiefs. That's
the NFC is really interesting because Let's say the Saints beat the Bears, Seattle beats Rams, Bucks beats Washington, and the Packers have that first round bye. So after that, after the wild card, you have the Saints versus Seahawks, Packers and Bucks, which gets very interesting because either one of those teams could come out of those games. The Bucks already showed that they can beat the Packers, but then again, the Packers didn't play the game they wanted to against the Bucks. The Saints are the Saints are the Saints, really.
But are the Saints even? You don't know. Bears beating the Saints.
You don't know what you're going to get out of them in the playoffs because
I could see them lose. I could easily see them losing that first round.
Yeah, me too.
Even though the Bears don't really have a quarterback.
Yeah, but then again, Seattle has to make sure that they play defense. They don't give up those yards.
That Rams game is going to be tough for them.
That Rams game is going to be tough. But if the Rams play like how they've been playing these past couple weeks, they're going to get smacked. They're going to get smacked if they play
and Bucks football team first round. I could see.
Stop, Bennett. Bennett, stop.
Well, all right. Stop it, I'll save that for the next for the sleep. Are we talking about sleepers right now or favorites?
You're gonna put the Washington football team as a sleeper.
Absolutely, 100%. Not to win the Super Bowl. Not at all. I don't think they can win the Super Bowl. But I could easily see them win a first round game and possibly by some miracle a second round game just because their defense is so good.
Their whole
defense is so good.
That defensive line is crazy. Insane. They have one of the best D lines in the league.
Insane.
Right? But here's the thing.
Chase Young is easily the best rookie out of this class already.
But here's the thing. The Reds, my fault. The football team. The football team.
What's he talking about?
The football team, their offense is designed around the run. But that will not work against the Bucks. So will Alex Smith be back in time to play against the Bucks?
Yeah, no. I mean, if they have Dwayne Haskins at quarterback, I think they're getting destroyed in the first round.
See, but that's so tough, you know.
But listen, the best thing, the way to beat Tom Brady is if you pressure him.
Yeah,
all the time.
I agree with you.
And that D line can hit the shit out of Tom Brady over and over.
Yeah, are their corners? Is their defensive backs keeping up with Mike Evans, Antonio Brown?
I think a lot of it is going to come down to the D-line. If the D-line dominates, I think the football team wins the game.
I think the Bucks
Tom Brady like 15 times. I think they're winning.
See, but here's the thing: in the first half of the Falcons game, they got to him, and then the second half they couldn't get there, and he was demolishing them.
No, of course, but it's playoff football.
It is playoff football. You don't think the Bucks are going to come out with something new?
That's what I'm saying. You don't think they're just going to scheme up for that?
They could.
They could go back to the short game. They do that.
They could go back to the short. Probably be the way to beat this team.
Yeah,
their corners aren't bad either. They have good corners. They have a really good number one wide receiver. And if Alex Smith is back, they have a really good running back in Antonio Gibson. If Alex Smith is back, I think that they have a chance to beat the Bucks. And maybe even who would they play in the second round if they beat the Bucks?
So, do you guys think that the Washington football team will seal the NFC?
Oh, they would play the Packers? Yeah, no, there's no way they're playing the Packers.
You think they're gonna seal off the NFC East because we all understand that fourth seed, the NFC East, is still open.
Yeah,
the Cowboys could still get it.
Literally any team could still get it. I
feel like
the Giants just lost, so I think they're out of contention.
We still have a chance. We just need the football team and the Eagles to both lose today.
And then Eagles are about to win today.
Oh, because
I think the Eagles are winning now.
We have the tiebreaker over football team.
Play the Cowboys.
Yes, Eagles do play the Cowboys, so we would need football team to lose this week, and then we would need to beat the Cowboys, and then we need football. We're probably not going to make it, but we're not out yet.
Yeah,
but if you guys make the playoffs, bro, that's just easy picking.
Yeah, no, we're getting fried by we almost beat the Bucks earlier.
Do you really want to make the playoffs, though?
No, not at all. I would love to miss the playoffs.
Because that draft pick, you sitting right around 15, 14.
Where would we pick right now? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, is it only going to give me? Hold on.
I think Eagles are winning now. I don't know what's good with Jalen Hurts.
Eagles are going to win?
The division?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win the division, but I know they're not losing their game.
Who do they play?
I don't know who they play. Let's see. Let's see who they play. Eagles schedule. They're losing to the Cowboys right now.
They're losing right now.
They're getting obliterated. Not really obliterated. It's 27-17.
Oh, man.
That's fantastic for us. That's what I love to hear. But then they play.
They're frying.
Andy Dalton is going crazy.
So they play Dallas this week, and then they play the football team next week. They lost to a football team week 1.
Yeah, no, never mind. Disregard what I just said. I thought they were frying the Cowboys. I thought they were frying the Cowboys. I thought it was like 20.
They came back in the second quarter, I guess.
Yeah, it was very
all right.
tough.
So time to move on to our final NFL topic.
All right.
We understand that recently the Vikings just got eliminated from playoff contention. Is it time for the Vikings to move on from Kirk Cousins?
100%. Not 100%. If there's a QB available, they pick at number 11 this year, or they're slated to pick at number 11. There might not be a QB at number 11 that they want. But if there is, like if somehow Kyle Trask or Zach Wilson falls to number 11, then they have to draft a quarterback. I don't see any other way. Like Kirk Cousins is no longer the guy for them. And free agency, there's not many long-term options for them in free agency. They could sign Phillip for 1 year, Phillip Rivers. They could sign Mitchell Trubisky if they want.
The Cowboys said they might be interested in re-signing Trubisky if they make the playoffs, which they are currently the 7th seed right now.
You mean the Bears?
Oh, the Bears.
Yeah.
My mistake.
I would be surprised if he got another contract, honestly, with the Bears.
I mean, he's been playing exceptional football since
he has
put it back in. So
he has. So, but
back to Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I think that team has so many good weapons.
Yeah,
and just not a good enough quarterback to get them the football. Like if they can somehow get Zach Wilson, they have to trade up. I feel like. I think they have to trade up because there's no way a quarterback falls past the Niners. I think the Niners are taking a quarterback also.
You think the Niners are taking a quarterback after
Jimmy G is not the answer.
You not see his contract though?
I know. That's the one problem. But he just can't stay healthy. And he's just not what they thought that he was. Which sucks for them. But I feel like if there's a quarterback there, they're taking a quarterback.
So here's my thing, right?
Yeah, they have to trade up.
So if I were the Vikings, I would say, no, it's not time to move on for Kirk Cousins. But here's my reason why. I'm going to give you some numbers or some rankings. Okay. Offense is 7th in yards. They're 12th. He is 12th in completion percentage. He is 5th in touchdowns. He is 20th in QBR. All right, which isn't terrible. Those sound pretty good. 7th in yards, 12th in completion, 5th in touchdowns, 12th and 20th in QBR. But here's the thing. In order to win games, it doesn't just take offense. No. Let me give you some numbers for defense, which is why I say no to moving on to Kirk Cousins. Defense is 26th in points allowed per game, 27th in rushing yards allowed, 24th in passing yards allowed, and 26th in yards allowed total. All right. Their offense ranks 6th. The Vikings offense ranks 6th in yards, 17th in passing, 6th in rushing. They're the 13th points per game, which isn't terrible. I say their offense, their offense does need a little help. Kirk Cousins needs to be more dynamic in that offense because he does have weapons around him. But I feel like the solution to make sure the Vikings keep getting to the playoffs, I think, is the defense. They're in the high 20s in every category.
The defense.
How am I supposed to win games with that?
Right.
So that's why I say no. It's not time to move on from Kirk Cousins just yet. Maybe about another year if that team does the same thing, maybe he's not the guy for it because you saw what Jalen Hurts is doing for the Eagles.
Yes.
And so maybe that could have the same ripple effect for the Vikings. And so, but as of right now, I would say no, it's not time to move on from Kirk Cousins.
What do you think, Jason, before I say anything else?
I think, get that nigga out of there. Get that dude out of there. Get that dude out of there. Just like that. Just like that. He's not putting balls on the money. Get him out.
The only reason why I would say I understand where you're coming from, Monte, but this QB class is insane for the second straight year. Like there's like Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence are easily. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback prospect since Peyton Manning.
I think so.
That's
too.
already insane.
Or Andrew Luck. Hey, Andrew Luck.
Oh yeah, Andrew Luck was really good too. But Justin Fields is amazing. Kyle Trask is amazing. Zach Wilson's amazing. Mac Jones might be good. I don't know. He plays with such a fantastic offense.
He might work in a certain scheme like the Patriots.
Yeah. But I feel like Kirk Cousins just has so many weapons around him. It kind of makes him look better than what he actually is because he has Justin Jefferson, Irv Smith, Kyle Rudolph, Dalvin Cook. Like that team is stacked. And if you give them, he's what, 32? He's not taking them nowhere. I don't think. I mean, you saw him in the playoffs.
He beat the Saints in the playoffs.
Did he? When?
Yeah,
when?
he did last year, the first round.
Was that him?
Right
yeah, Kyle Rudolph got a crazy ass moss catch over him. But then what happened next round?
They lost, but
yeah, so I don't think he's taking them to the. You have to win a Super Bowl. Your main goal every year should be win a Super Bowl.
So just because he doesn't win a Super Bowl, it's time to let him go.
If I'm looking at Kirk Cousins and I say, is he giving me a chance to win a Super Bowl?
Is he? But here's the thing. What I ask is he good enough to win a Super Bowl? Which I think is yes. But like I said, that defense needs a lot of help.
It does. But if they're going to take a QB, they have to trade up because the Jags and the Jets are taking a quarterback. The Lions have to take a quarterback.
You think the Jets are taking a quarterback?
I think the Jets are absolutely taking a quarterback. If they skip on Justin,
like Sam Darnold,
no. The only thing I could also see them taking is offensive line, and that's that offensive tackle from Oregon.
I don't think it's Sam Darnold's fault, but that's another conversation for a different time.
Possibly, but I don't think the Jets skip on a quarterback. I don't think the Lions skip on a quarterback, or the Broncos, or the Niners. So that's already 5 teams ahead of them with 4 first-round quarterbacks. Okay. So if they're going to take a quarterback, they have to trade up. And next year's class isn't great for quarterbacks. So I think you have 4 banger picks at quarterback in the first round. I don't think that they should miss this opportunity at all.
But you believe they should trade up?
I think yes.
Which means
I think they should trade up.
Which means that but think about this, because you're also, if you want to move on from Kirk Cousins, you're going to hurt the team because you gave him a fully guaranteed contract. So that's going to leave dead cap space. They don't have to like physically move on.
Yeah, they don't.
So you want a fully guaranteed quarterback. You gave him full guaranteed contract. You want him as your backup quarterback?
No. I'm not saying that.
So what are you supposed to do if you can't move on and don't want him as your backup? What do you want?
Look, right? They could trade up. I don't think they'll trade up with Detroit because they're in the same division. But they could trade up with Denver to number 9, right? Pick a quarterback. You could have Kirk Cousins on the team for a year. I feel like we see this like often. You have a vet quarterback and a rookie quarterback come in. You compete for the starting job. The vet's probably going to win it. But if the team starts playing bad, you bench the vet, start the rookie. I feel like that's easily the best option that the Vikings can take at the QB position.
So you don't think they should take defense first round?
No. Because the quarterback is the most important position on the field.
It is, but when your defense is ranked 26 and above in every category, that's a problem you need to.
Of course, but you can fix defense later in the draft because this is a very good. There's a lot of good defensive players later in the draft. Because I watch a little bit of college football and mock drafts and stuff. So
I don't know.
There's some good players in the later rounds. They could easily hit free agency, but you have to. Listen, if Zach Wilson is available at 9, you have to trade up. Like, I don't think it's a question. Or even Kyle Trask available at 9. You have to trade up. I don't see them not. If they don't take a quarterback.
So you don't think Denver's gonna want a quarterback?
I think Denver is absolutely gonna want a quarterback. But if they're like good enough offer, If the Vikings send them a good enough offer, and if they have a little belief in Drew Lock to be somewhat decent next year, then I could see them trading down. Well, and listen, if they're at number 11 and there's no quarterbacks on the board that you want to take in the first round, then they have to go defense.
You're probably right.
But who knows? They could pick it. They could pick ahead of the Niners. The Vikings could lose. Niners could win.
So, Shump, you're saying that they should move on from Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, man. Everything that Bennett said. Yeah, bro. Everything that Bennett said. I agree with.
Even look, the Vikings could jump up to number 8, honestly. If they lose out and everybody ahead of them wins out, which probably won't happen, but they could jump up to number 8.
Probably.
It'd be crazy.
All right. So, Shumpert, thank you for joining us on our football segment.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate you for joining.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Goodbye.
All right, bro.
All right. So now, Bannock, is just me and you. And
Yes, sir.
now we shift our focus to the NBA. It's been 2 games so far in the NBA season. And it's pretty still early. But what are your early NBA thoughts as so far?
Well, being the Lakers fan that I am, Monte, I think that we look very good. And stats, I don't think the stats are going to show much because Bron's only averaging 22 points per game. But he's also only playing 30 minutes a game. So I think AD and LeBron are definitely on coast mode for right now. Like, so I think we're just chilling at this point.
Okay.
But I think the energy and the potential for this team is really good. I think Trez was probably the most underrated free agent signing of the offseason because he just adds energy. He's like our Draymond. He's that type of player. He just adds so much energy to the team. Dennis Schroeder, an insane trade. We traded Danny Green for him. Like, that's a huge steal. The biggest. Oh my God, I can't even talk about how much I love that. THT, if he could get some more play time, I mean, he's averaging 5 points in 9 minutes.
Yeah, you really love him, huh?
I love THT. He's like Kawhi. He's the next Kawhi, is what I'm saying.
He's the next Kawhi.
Yeah. Mark it right here in this podcast, episode 1. THT is the next Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, I feel like we have a very good team. Our team is way better than last year already.
Yeah, so I agree with you on the Lakers standpoint. The Lakers were a very good team last year, but I think they got even better. Which is crazy. As you stated before, AD averaging 23, LeBron 22, Trez 19.5, Dennis 16, and Kuz 14. You could work with those numbers. You have 5 people averaging above 14 and above. That's another solution for a championship right there. But
yes, that is very good.
But here's that may be the solution for another championship. But you also have the Nets, that we saw in these first 2 games have looked.
No, they've looked amazing,
better than what we imagined.
Yes, absolutely. So, way better than what I thought he was going to look like.
So the question was, can Kyrie and KD coexist? And so far in these first 2 games, I would say yes, because
which is such a weird question because that's like the best players on the planet.
Right.
Kyrie's like top 25 probably, but still, that's
I agree with you. But Kyrie is known to take a lot of shots, of course.
Yeah, no, of course. I
understand. Russ took a lot of shots, so they kind of compared those.
But like, they don't really have another star on that team. It's really just them 2, and
they got some
amazing role players. Amazing.
Yes. So I was saying
they're probably going to be the 1 seed in the East. I think by far. I could easily see them getting it by like 5-6 games.
You think so? I think the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to get the 1 seed again.
The Bucks are good, but
but then again, we're not talking about the playoffs. We're talking about the regular season, so that's why I have the Bucks.
Yeah.
We're saying that the Bucks kind of struggle in the playoffs, but in the regular season, they look like the best team in the NBA.
They do. They're so good
all year. So I mean, I think
I like how different regular season basketball is compared to playoff basketball because it's so much different. Like playing a team, you have to beat them 4 times.
You do.
You play a different team like every night.
And as we saw last year with the Nuggets, you could come back from 3-1.
Right. Just over and over again.
Anything can happen. So, but yeah, I understand that they could coexist. And based off of, I don't want to stress it too much and say that James Harden is gonna average 44 this season based off of one game, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think based off of one game, we can conclude he's still James Harden.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, I would. Bro, I saw on Twitter someone said that he's playing with gonorrhea and barbecue wings in his system. He's dropping 44 and 17 on you, like 15 pounds overweight. Like the man is just amazing. 17 to do. He's so good.
He is.
He's so good.
But
he can bring that team to the playoffs.
He doesn't want to stay. So.
Oh man, if he can bring that team to the playoffs, man.
Unfortunately, he doesn't want to stay with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins.
I don't know where he's gonna get. Where would he even get traded to though?
I'm not
Philly. There's no way he's going to Philly.
Yeah, that I don't know because. All right, so one of the teams were the Celtics.
Yes.
And I say absolutely not, because he's going to mess up that chemistry, and probably the Celtics are probably going to have to trade Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I think the trade offer would be Kemba and Jaylen Brown, and probably a pick. That's what James Harden is worth to me, because that means
or they could do a 3-way trade, because I don't think they wouldn't take Kemba knowing that they already have John Wall. So yeah. Maybe a 3-way trade, but I don't.
Or they could just go crazy small ball and have John Wall at the 1 and Kemba at the 2.
No,
there would be no defense being played. But
I just don't see. I just don't see the Celtics and Danny Ainge.
They definitely have the. I feel like that's the team with the best pieces for a trade, though. Them and the Nets. The Celtics and the Nets definitely have the best pieces for a James Harden trade.
I agree with that.
Because the Nets, I think Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jarrett Allen, easily all gone for James Harden. Easily.
Yeah, but if you're the Nets, you want to do that? You want to try it?
The Nets? Absolutely, 100%.
Knowing that you have some really good role players, and that's what your team needs.
Yes.
That's what they do.
Because who is guarding KD, Kyrie, and James Harden? Nobody.
Yeah, but
there's not one team on this.
And the question will become, can that coexist? Because James Harden gets to the line 14 times a game, so that means he needs the ball in his hand.
Oh yeah, but I think they could coexist. I think they could. I think to win a championship. I think they could find a way. But I don't think the Rockets trade him unless they're getting a star back, which I don't think is going to happen.
I saw something on Bleacher Report, like saying that the Pelicans would be a destination.
The Pelicans.
Yeah.
What would they trade for him? Lonzo? They would have to be Lonzo. Lonzo has to be in that trade.
Me being a Pelicans fan, I don't want to see it break apart, because I don't see how you can keep Ingram and Zion,
and then also
get Harden.
Yeah, no.
So that's why
they would have to trade Steven Adams
in the same exact way as last year.
No, he's going crazy. And if Zion keeps playing, if he's dropping like 25 a night, then they don't need James Harden at all.
They don't need James Harden and Steven
Adams.
Which
is a crazy thing to say, that you don't need James Harden.
Yeah,
but
that is.
The Lakers could trade for him.
No.
We have the pieces.
Stop that.
We could trade Trez.
Trez would be so mad if you guys traded him.
We could trade Trez.
How much dirty he'll put on the Lakers if you guys traded him?
We could trade Schroeder. Trez and Schroeder.
You're gonna give up pieces that just got there?
For James Harden, 100%.
No.
Monte, we are going back to back easily if we get James Harden.
I don't know. No.
Easily.
Who's taking the last shot?
Who's taking the last shot?
Yeah.
We're not going to have someone that needs to take the last shot because we're winning games by 30. Because we have Anthony Davis and James Harden.
Who's taking the last shot? It comes down to it.
Who's taking the last shot?
Yes.
Probably any one of them. Literally any one of them could take that last shot.
You have to choose. You can't give it all three.
It depends who's hot. If James Harden's hot, I'm giving the ball to James Harden. If Braun's hot, I'm giving the ball to Braun. If AD's hot, I'm giving the ball to AD. Easily. That team would be so, bro. Our team would be so crazy.
I don't see it.
All right, but I can't talk about the Lakers too much.
Yeah, because you love them.
Yeah, I do. But
any more thoughts on the early NBA?
Some very surprising teams. Even though it's only 2 games in the season.
Right.
But the Cleveland Cavaliers, Colin Sexton is averaging, I'm just going to round up and say 30 points per game, which is quite amazing. I did not think he was going to come out and start playing like that. He's only averaging 4 assists, but he's not really he plays point guard, but I've never really viewed him as a point guard. I think he's definitely a shooting guard because he's a great scorer.
Small, so he's a point guard.
Yeah. And same thing for I think the same thing for Darius Garland, who's averaging 21.5 points per game in the second league. Also, and he's averaging 9 assists with that, which is an amazing stat line. He's averaging 21.5, 5.5 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.5 steals through 2 games, that's a fantastic stat line for a second-year player. And then you have Andre Drummond. And then you have Kevin Love. And then you have good role players like Chetty Osman, JaVale McGee, Larry Nance. The team is good. I don't think that they'll keep up this pace because they don't really have a star unless Colin Sexton is just that dude all of a sudden. But shit, if they keep playing good, they can make the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like if they could because you got to understand they have pieces, but it's not great. But if Colin Sexton can take that next step and average about 20 around there, then you have Kevin Love who could give you 15. Yeah. Kevin Love's not the same Kevin Love, so
no,
you gotta
But even so, I mean, so far he's averaging 15.
Drummond could give you 15. Garland could give you 15.
The team, they have a lot of good pieces.
Yeah, if they could keep that, I think they can. See.
I could see them being 8, 9, 10 seed.
You see, but they have the play-in for this season, so I think it's 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10 has a play-in.
They do.
So, or is it 11? I'm not sure.
No, I think it's probably, or it might just be 8 and 9.
No, it's not 8 and 9. I know it's 8, 9, and 10 guaranteed.
Okay, then probably 11 too for
See, for the East, for that 8th seed, I would
It's always so bad.
I think the Wizards. That's just me.
I know you think the Wizards, Monte.
I do think the Wizards.
I think there is a lot of good contenders for the 8th seed. I think the Bulls, even though they started off really bad, can make the 8th seed. I think they can turn it around. I think definitely the Wizards can. Obviously, I think the Cavs can. But it's gonna be a tight race for that 8th seed. There's a lot of good for the 8th seed teams. Not good teams, but around that area.
Should you worry about getting 8th seed though? Do you think, or should you play for the 9 and play for the 10?
Oh well, I mean, I think you would definitely just want to be the 8th seed.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if there's a play-in, but
right.
I can definitely see them being in that play-in.
All right, so that was our early NBA thoughts, but obviously the big team that we expected to be in the top 6 of the West is the Warriors.
Yeah.
So they obviously got blown out the first 2 games.
Which
should Warriors fans be in panic mode right now?
They have the second worst point differential in NBA history for the first 2 games, which is really, I mean, they're playing god awful basketball.
They are.
Like god awful.
And I believe what's his name is out for the season because he broke his right leg. What's his name? Hold on.
I know Clay's probably out for the season because he tore his Achilles. Oh, Marquise Chris.
Marquise Chris, yep.
Marquise Chris.
And he's out for the whole season.
Yeah, that is tough for them. They're also missing Clay for the whole season.
Do you think the Warriors fans should be in panic mode right now?
Absolutely not, because we're only 2 games into the season. We still have 70 games to go.
You are correct.
So, and they have Steph Curry on the team. And I mean, he's amazing.
He is amazing, but
and James Wiseman's amazing already.
Yeah, he is. He is.
They definitely the team isn't great. I mean, Kelly Oubre has to play better. If they're gonna make the playoffs, Kelly Oubre cannot. He hasn't made a field goal. He's only dunked the ball. He's literally missed every other attempt except for dunks, which is that's so awful. That's so bad. But he has to play better. They have Steph Curry, obviously, who's great. Wiggins also has to play better. That team is just playing awful right now to start the year.
I'm gonna say yes. I understand that it's only 2 games in, but as you said, like there is no depth to this team at all. If you look at the Wiseman, I would say it was a great addition to that team.
Yes, he's the perfect center.
He's perfect. He can shoot the 3. He can get you boards. He can do it. He can basically do everything.
Yes,
but here's the problem with what I see with that team. All right. So as we know, shooting was a big thing for the Warriors a couple of years ago when they were going on magnificent runs.
When they won like 27 straight games or something.
Right. And a great piece to that was Klay Thompson.
Yes.
Who took some pressure off of Steph.
So much pressure because
much.
I mean, you could argue that he was a better shooter than Steph.
Probably
at certain points.
I would say Klay because Klay is one of my favorite players.
And honestly, I feel like when Klay is hot, I feel like he's probably one of the best hot shooters, like literally
of all time.
Yes,
of all time. Yes,
easily. He's insane.
But yeah, as I was saying, there's no depth to this team. You have 3 people averaging above 10. Curry's shooting terrible from 3-point. He's shooting 20%. That's just unheard of for him.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with him. And they also don't have Draymond either.
I understand Draymond's coming back, but how much is Draymond going to affect that team? Draymond's not a 25-point per game scorer.
No,
he's not.
I mean, he's going to go out there. He's probably going to give you 12, 9, and 7.
Yeah, 12, 9, and 7. That's
the players that they have right now.
They don't win those games if you add Draymond.
Yeah.
And Marquise Chris is out, which he played decent last year. That was a decent young piece that they added. There's just no depth. Kelly Oubre he's cool, but he's not going to give you 20 a night.
I think
they need 2 people to give you 20 plus. Curry can't just he needs to average a high 20 in order for them to win.
No, he has to average like 30.
Yeah, near 30. Wiggins has to step up.
Wiggins has to step up.
It's been years
because they traded D'Lo for Wiggins.
Yeah,
which is such an awful trade. Like now that I'm looking back on it, that's such a bad trade. Now that hindsight is 2020. But Kelly Oubre last year averaged 18.7 points per game, so I think he could give you 20 easily. I think he could give you 20, 21 because he's good. I mean, he's a good player.
He is a good player.
He is a good player.
They energize a player too, but
they just need the players that they have right now have to step up.
I don't know. I'm not sure if their system changed or they're doing stuff different, but I could tell that the 3-ball was really important to their game, and they don't have that at all anymore.
No, this is a very different team.
What they're going to do. I don't know what style of basketball they plan to play, but if the 3-point is not an important piece of the game, then that's a question that has to be answered for the Warriors in order to win.
They just don't. They don't have much playmakers on this team. They have Steph. I mean, like you look at them 2 years ago. You had Steph, you had Klay, you had Draymond, you had Iggy, you had KD. Like the entire starting 5 was the entire starting 5, and then the 6th man.
Yeah, Sean Livingston coming off the bench too.
Exactly. They had a great team. Like everybody on that team was a playmaker. Now you have Steph, Wiggins. I mean, you got Brad Wanamaker playing 20 minutes a night. You're not making the playoffs if Brad Wanamaker is playing 20 minutes a night. Like it's not happening.
I agree with that. I don't disagree with you.
He's playing the 6th most minutes on the team and averaging 7 points per game. I mean, that's bad. You got Jordan Poole playing 18. Damian Lee playing 50. You got 3 guards coming off your bench playing the most minutes, which is awful.
They're gonna have to get some. They're gonna have to get some draft picks soon.
I mean,
some high draft picks because I understand they got 2. They got Wiseman at 2 this year, but for the future, in order to stay relevant, which is it's going to be tough for them this year. They're going to have to get some high draft picks, maybe trade them to get veteran guys again. Or
I mean, if this
they draft well, that's it. They're going to have to draft well again because they haven't drafted well since what was it? Curry. It was Curry, Clay, Draymond. Well, Draymond was the last one that they really drafted. That was good.
Draymond was 2012.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago.
And they really haven't needed to draft well since then because they got KD.
So you're gonna have to draft well in the incoming future because Curry can't play basketball forever. Clay can't play basketball forever. So
I mean, and look, I know I said that they aren't in panic mode yet, but if this continues, I think 100% they're in trouble because Clay is not coming back the same. He tore his ACL and then he tore his Achilles.
I don't agree with you on that because Clay, he's not like athletic freak. He's a shooter. I don't think that'll affect his game much. Maybe on defense because remember he's a great defender.
Yes,
I think that would
exactly.
Being that knockdown shooter, being a streaky shooter, I don't think that
he's still gonna have his shooting ability, but he was a very underrated attacker of the basket and mid-range shooter as well. So I think he's going to lose a part of his game there. He's definitely going to take a step back on defense because he's not going to be able to keep up with Braun, with Trae Young, because he's just not. He doesn't have the speed anymore. So I think he's going to come back different. Nice. Oh no, he could. He's not going to lose his shooting, obviously. But Draymond has fell off a cliff. They just don't.
Yeah, I don't know how you get worse at shooting the ball. I don't know how that happens.
Unless James Wiseman is Shaquille O'Neal, then they are going to be. If this continues and they don't fix this team, they are going to be down awful for like the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, down bad.
And they're so screwed for money too because Steph is on a $200 million deal. Draymond just signed for like 22 mil. Clay signed for like 29. They're going to be down, and they're going to have to pay Wiseman in 5 years. So they're going to be down bad.
4 years, player option.
Yeah, they're going to be down real bad if they don't fix this team. And I don't see really what moves they can make.
Yeah, because there's no depth to the team.
They're paying Wiggins. Wiggins is on a max too.
Wow,
I forgot he has a $140 million contract. So they are capped out. They are capped out. The team is bad and injured. They're in trouble unless Steph and James Wiseman can carry this team.
I agree.
Because Wiggins is just not it right now. And I mean he's never been it since his rookie year.
No, he hasn't.
So I don't know. That team they have a lot of stuff to fix.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from the Warriors, to end our segment and to end this this podcast, our final question or statement is which team to look out for in the NBA?
You want to go first?
No, you can go first.
All right. I chose the Timberwolves.
Okay.
I like the Timberwolves a lot. They have a really good team. They have a really good team, but they also have a really young team. So this isn't even just to look out for them this year. It's for the future because they have D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Cat, Anthony Edwards, Jarrett Culver, Josh Okogie. I don't think a single one of those players is older than 26, which is insane. That is insane. And then they have a fantastic vet in Ricky Rubio coming off the bench.
Yeah, he was really good for the Suns.
Yes,
to get that 6-0 in the bubble.
I mean, they have such a good team.
They do.
I think this year, I really thought they were going to be great with Jimmy Butler. I remember I had them because they signed Jamal Crawford. They got Jimmy Butler. I thought they were going to be like a top 3 seed when they had all that, and they were not. They fell so short of expectations.
That didn't work because Jimmy Butler wasn't. He's not a scorer, so you can't force him to score. He's not going to be Jimmy Butler.
But now, I mean, Malik Beasley playing 32.5 minutes a night, averaging 20.5. He's not doing that all year, but he could definitely get you 16, 17 a night. I mean, Cat is probably the best. He's definitely up there with Jokic as the best offensive center in the league. I think Jokic is ahead of him just because he's a better passer. But Cat can literally – he's like a guard. He be hitting step back threes. Like he's the best 3-point shooting big of all time already. Like he just got a strap. Yeah, like statistically, yes. He just has a strap.
So he's higher than Dirk.
I mean, statistically, yes, already. Like this far into his career.
Okay, all right.
I'm not obviously rating him ahead yet. I'm just saying based off.
But as of right now, as he stands,
he's going to become the best shooting big of all time. Right. And you have D'Lo. D'Lo's a bucket easily, one of the best holders in the league. Jared Culver's clamps on defense. Anthony Edwards has been way better than I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was a number 1 pick.
Yeah, in the preseason, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, he's averaging 16.5 points through the first game of the season.
That'll work.
That is amazing. And he's not going to do that all year. It's probably going to drop to like 13, 14, but that's still great from a rookie.
Right.
They have a very good team. I think they could definitely be top 6 seed.
So I agree with you. If they keep playing how they are.
Yes. Oh no. Yeah. Right obviously, we're only 2 games.
But my team to look out for is the Atlanta Hawks.
Another.
Yeah. So think about it. This is they started 2-0, which is a great start for them.
That's what you love to hear.
Yeah, I do love to hear that. Trae Young, I believe he was one of the most underrated last year. I understand the record.
I don't understand how people hate that. He was averaging like 30 and 9.
Yeah, he was averaging like 29 and a half and like 8 or 7, something like that.
Which is a ridiculous stat line.
But people didn't look at him like that because of his record. But I think this year's a little different because he brought in some guys who are consistent and have played in the NBA and have some experience. You got Bogdanovich, shooting guard. He's a very talented scorer.
Yes.
Played for the Pacers last year. He's streaky.
No, he played for the Kings. That was the other Bogdanovich.
Oh, the Kings.
Yeah.
My bad. You're right.
That was the other Bogdanovich.
Yeah, you're right. They got Gallinari, who give you
one of the best free agent signings, honestly, this year. Yeah. That's such a great signing.
He's a bucket.
Yes.
He's a real bucket. And then Rondo has not played yet.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's going to give you some
great mentor for Trae.
Yeah, he has a great basketball mind, so he's just going to bring more experience to the team. You still got Cam Reddish, who's still trying to come into his own form. You still got John Collins, another great
player. Great player.
I just think
if you can improve,
this team is well put together.
Yes. I mean, if you look at their scoring, right, it's very well balanced. They got 8 people averaging 10 points per game.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll win you games. That's great. And then you got Trae averaging 36.5, which is so crazy.
Which he's not gonna do, but
no,
you understand he's gonna get you 30 this year.
Yeah,
30 and 8. If he can get 30 and 8,
MVP stat line. Honestly,
that's what I was about to say. If he could get 30 and 8 and they make the playoffs, he's gonna be an MVP.
Easily. I mean, unless Luka's who is my MVP favorite.
I don't.
Unless Luka goes crazy.
I can't.
If Luka comes out and averages 29, like 10 and 7, that's easily my MVP, and they're a top 3 seed easily. Easily. 29, 10 and 7 compared to 30 and 8. I mean, unless the Hawks are like the 1 seed. If the Hawks are the 1 seed, easily Trae. Easily. But I like Luka for MVP a lot. There's no way they give it to Giannis a third year.
Bro, he had 29, 9, and 9 last year.
Who? Luka? I know. They didn't give him MVP, which is crazy.
I mean, he was a 7 seed.
Right. Believe. And if they're a 3 seed this year and he's averaging better numbers than last year.
I see that. That's my issue. If he didn't win MVP last year, and for like how I see it, I don't see how he can get much better from where he's already at. I understand he could improve on it. He can improve on his 3 a lot because he shot a low third, which is not good. He's gonna have to.
That's not what you want.
Like 29, 9 and 9. How much better can you get?
I think honestly,
I don't see him
the record. I think if the record gets better, because people look at record for literally everything. It's so dumb. Because he could average the same numbers this year, but be the 1 seed and win MVP.
Probably, yeah.
Which is it's so stupid. But that's just how it is. So if they're a top like 3 seed and he goes crazy this year, like he needs MVP moments. I think that's the big thing. If he can get those MVP moments, because it's a lot of narrative based stuff for MVP, if he can get those moments, then he's gonna like Giannis had 2 years ago. Giannis had MVP moments 2 years ago.
Yeah,
D Rose had MVP moments. Russ had MVP moments.
Yeah,
so right. he needs those moments. You know, like what Russ's game winner against the Nuggets, that crazy ass 3 he made in like OT.
Off the last triple double.
Yes, which is insane.
Yep.
I mean, that's his MVP moment. Luka just needs some of those. Luka needs those, prime time step back game winner 3s like he had against the Clippers in the playoffs. If he gets those and they're a top 3 seed, I think it's pretty much a lock.
I see what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, but at the same time,
I could definitely see Trey winning.
I do question how much Luka could get better, but I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
But that concludes our podcast. Our first episode. Finally, we got it done, Bennett.
I know.
Been a while.
It took so long.
You got your equipment like a month ago or a month and a half?
Yeah. But I just got this laptop like 1 month ago. So
yeah, bro. But it's good that we started this.
Yes.
Hopefully, what I'm saying, we could be consistent with this. So, thank everybody for watching.
Yes.
I'll keep you guys posted on when the next episode will be. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe and like and share this video. Thank you.